What have I done? Well, apparently I've upset you. Hey friends, meet Michael Anthony Snowden. He wrote a movie called White Chicks, and he produced a bunch of stuff for BET. How do I know that? Because I looked him up and I saw his credits. Apparently he didn't do the same for me because he's asking me, what have I done? What have I done? But we'll get back to that in a second. Hey, friends, my name is MCH, Matthew Curry Holmes. I am a filmmaker, producer, screenwriter. Like I mentioned all the time, I struggle with near crippling ADHD, and I have carved out a pretty decent career for myself. And now what I try to do is I try to help other filmmakers, screenwriters, and producers carve out careers for themselves. This was in response to a post that I made where I said that studios aren't developing anymore and that a lot of the development executives have gone off to become independent producers and find independent financing. And the reason, okay, so two things. Number one, his response was, what do you mean they're not developing anymore? And you know what? To give him credit, yes, that was hyperbole. Obviously, studios are developing, obviously, because there's content coming out there. So to your point, Michael, yes, I am nothing if not hyperbolic. Why am I hyperbolic? Is to empower the independent filmmaker to know that they can do this outside of the system. But that's a point for another time. So then he asked me, he's like, where's your proof? And then I sent him a bunch of articles basically saying that studios have laid off a lot of the development. Studios have laid off the whole divisions of film, specifically with the Paramount merger, takeover, et cetera, et cetera. Anytime big conglomerations come together, there's going to be some layoffs. And a lot of those were development executives. For example, I believe there's 2 or 3 from a Lionsgate who have gone out away from the studio system, and they're creating independent product. Michael contests that what I showed him doesn't mean anything. I'm not quite sure what that means. He basically just said, where's your proof? And I gave him the research, and I'm not quite sure. Maybe just his experience. Maybe, he's finding that development is working for him. And if that's the case, Michael, man, I just want you to keep making shit. Just keep doing it, bro. Like, that's awesome. But apparently I struck a nerve for whatever reason, and Michael wanted to take me to task, to which he responded, what have you done? What have you done? There's a reason, like I mentioned earlier, that I know that you wrote White Chicks. I did a quick search. Now, I don't want to go through my entire resume, but, here are some of the highlights. I was an actor for many years. I've done about 30 film and television. I was a lead in a series as an actor. Before that, I was a PA. I helped Jackie Chan get his milk during Shanghai Noon. I've been in the industry for 25 years, doing every job that you could possibly do with the exception of DP. Actually, that's not true. I have been a DP, but I haven't been a gaffer. And I pivoted to screenwriting. I've sold a bunch of screenplays that didn't go anywhere. And Michael, you should know, I'm sure that you've sold a bunch of screenplays that didn't get made. I've been hired by studios to punch up scripts. As a producer, I produced 2 feature films. One was called Traces, to which I, went out and got financing, $1 million of financing. And I was lucky enough to have a great cast of Pablo Schreiber, Sosie Bacon, and rock and roll legend Rick Springfield be in the movie. And it's out. You can rent it. Made another movie, produced, directed, wrote, and co-produced a movie called The Curse of Buckout Road, starring, Danny Glover, who's not too old for this shit, in case you were wondering. And you can rent that as well. Currently, I have a production company called Bloodflower Films. Look it up. And we are in the process of financing a slate of movies between $750,000 and $7 million, all genre. Again, quick Google search. But that said, there's my resume in a nutshell. Now, is it that I'm not famous enough for you? Because I got to be honest, man, I tried the fame thing, and it just was fucking shitty for my mental health. Right now, all I want to do is I want to make art. I want to make movies. I want to make independent films because I really do believe that we are at the start of the independent film renaissance. And all the information that I get, I want to democratize. I want to help other people make their movies in some way. And if I hear something that I think is working for me, I want to share it. Do I teach stuff? Yeah, absolutely. Do I have like programs that I help independent filmmakers that will cost them money because I build out their budgets, I build out their press kits, I build out their pitch decks, I get all their comps, I build out their their boards? Yeah, because that shit takes time and it costs money. So I'm not quite sure what the rub is, my friend, but my hope is that you continue to find success, that you keep kicking ass, and then maybe instead of taking me to task, do a fucking Google search. Look me up on IMDb. Reach out, let's have a conversation. Because this is what fucking children do. Anyway, hope that helps.